While talking to one of my friends yesterday, we were discussing about the change that happened to us when we were growing up and the way we were embarrassed about it. In a way, we were not comfortable with the way our body was forming, making itself, or the changes were happening. It was so when it happened, or the way we felt about it. The reason behind that was we were not told that these things are going to happen. As a child, we take people the way they appear in front of us. We do not question much. We start accepting. We just accept the people who are around us. So, while discussing, we came to the realization that if this happened with us, so it could happen to everyone else. It would have happened to everyone else for that matter. The change for sure, embarrassment, yeah, maybe for some kids it won't have been there. I may not say the embarrassment to be precise, a feeling of some kind wherein we fail to acknowledge the changes and rather we try to reject them. But there has to be an acceptance. There has to be an acceptance at individual level. When in a teenage particularly these things happen in girls, they start bleeding or the periods start happening. It's new to a kid. For a little girl, it's a very new feeling. It's a very new physical phenomena which is happening. So the change will be the mentally she will undergo through a lot of change, the curiosity, and then all of a sudden people telling her, okay, this will happen every month for life now. So possibly before that time when it actually happened, she was not told about it. There would be memories about this thing, how they felt, how you felt at that time, and how things changed from then on forever, and what were the feelings about you felt about yourself, and what do you think that people would think about me? These are the things which go on about in minds of a young child, a teenager who is just growing up, even before teenage sometimes. And in the same way, the change takes place in boys. They develop facial hairs, mustaches to begin with. Even before that, there are underarm hair and then the pubic hair, which is the case with both boys and the girls. And when nobody had told them about these things, or these things will happen to them, they first of all are shocked, if not surprised, and then they have accepted, okay, this thing is happening, or possibly this will happen to everybody, or possibly this has happened to everybody. And then accepting it is little hard, and then living with it and not knowing sometimes what to do about it. So the education is important. Or in as far as boys are concerned, when they are growing up, the accessory sexual organs start growing up in both boys and girls, and this also causes a sort of embarrassment. This is how I'll tell my own feelings. When it started happening, I was a little bit, when my voice started growing from a boyish to the mannish, my voice started coming out differently from my throat, and it sometimes shocked me that what was happening. And then I couldn't meet people in eyes because I thought they too will recognize things which were happening to me. So the voice was the first thing, the height was another, and then there were other things like the facial hair started growing, and the hair inside on my body also started growing. So in absence of the knowledge about what to do with it, it causes a sort of embarrassment and sort of non-acceptance from self, and the perception of not acceptance from the society or the people around us. So these feelings would be common. These feelings happen because things happen to all of us. We all go through this phase, and nobody addresses it. So in today's episode, I thought of addressing an elephant in the room. So what I'll do is, I'm writing my book, and this will be part of a chapter in one of my books wherein I'll discuss about the changes which usually happen to every one of us. And at that stage, they may not listen to my podcast, and they may not read the book, the chapter which I am reading. But for all those who are listening and are adults or are going to be parents, this message is for them, that you have to tell your children much before they reach to that age that these things are going to happen, and it's okay. It's okay, it happens to all of us. Things happen, and we have all gone through this age. You don't need to feel embarrassed about these things. You need to accept it, and even we have to give them the equipments, the blades, the trimmers and everything, so that they accept themselves and they know what to do with this. And I'll write a little bit comprehensively about this thing in a book. So that's it from today's episode. It just came up in a conversation, and I thought that it would be about a podcast because I have not seen people talking about it. There may be people, yes, there would definitely be people talking about it abroad or even in India also, but I have not come across such things so far. So let me leave it here, and on this note, I'm Sufi, logging off with the hope to meet you people again, with the hope to meet you again. So take care of yourself, take care of those who take care of you, and take care of those who cannot take care of themselves. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.